If people thought that they would wake up on a Sunday morning expecting India to bat very quickly, well, they are completely mistaken because in 29.1 overs of the first session that we have seen at Barsapara, South Africa have managed 69 for nil. No wickets were taken by the Indian bowlers on the first session of day two, and Senuran Muthusamy and Kyle Verreynne have ensured that yes, South Africa can dream of going past 350. Now, Senuran Muthuswamy managed a wonderful 50 and he continues his great form that he showed even in the Pakistan series. In the Pakistan series, he managed to score a brilliant half century, also picked up 10 wickets, but at the same time, looking at the way how this pitch in Barsapara is, you've gone to the other extreme when you have to look at it because India's bowlers were struggling to get some kind of zip, some kind of skid off this wicket. Early morning, the moisture that was there in Barsapara, you saw that yes, there would be some kind of movement. But apart from that, for the spinners, there has been very slow turn. It needed some exceptional skill towards the later half of the day to ensure that you got 4 wickets. But the one moment that was there was the DRS on Senuran Muthuswamy. Now, he had attempted a sweep shot of Ravindra Jadeja, but then the finger went up. But Muthuswamy reviewed it, and there was the ball touching the glove. And India, the one wicket that they could have gotten in that session, that was also taken away from them. So it is very frustrating that this partnership of Verreynne and when you look at it, Muthusamy, they have managed to ensure that South Africa can go past 350. If they hang in there for another 1 hour, then you might see the test actually getting South Africa's way with 400 also. Now remember, taking wickets on this Barsapara wicket is really a big problem because it is slow turn, the wicket isn't deteriorating that much. And yesterday, Ryan Descartes had mentioned that Tristan Stubbs had told him run scoring is becoming very difficult at this point in time. So this is the problem that is there. If you get in, you are not that assured that you will play a long knock. Now, remember, this is only the second 50 that has happened in this whole series with Senuran Muthuswamy actually doing well. And looking at it, he also has had to take his time. And there will be questions on Rishabh Pant's tactics also because once again, he allowed the game to drift away. Yes, he did have attacking options. He did rotate his bowlers quite well. But I think the new ball bowlers were all over the place. Today, you had to ensure that yes, you bowled it in the right channels consistently, but that didn't happen. And that is the reason why you see that South Africa have actually made good progress. Again, let me tell you, 29 over 69, it is just over 2 runs an over, which means run scoring on this wicket and wicket taking is going to be a turgid affair at this point in time. If it is a problem, then I think India will have to ensure that yes, they score at a very quick rate. But is this wicket going to allow you to score quickly? Because as the ball gets softer, run scoring becomes slightly more difficult. And yesterday, if you look at the 3 wickets in hindsight that South Africa gifted out of the 4, it was all bad shots. Because looking at it, you had to go aggressively. The pitch had nothing to do with it. South Africa lost it in the application bit, and that's where today they have course corrected. Especially Kyle Verreynne, who has ensured that okay, he's solid, he's tackling the spinners well. Last over, you felt that okay, there could be some pressure created, but actually there has been nothing at this point in time. So this pitch now has gone to the other extreme. You won't see cluster collapses like what you saw in Kolkata. You will see some sessions where run scoring will be difficult, wicket taking will be difficult as well, and that's why it is going to be a big task. And yesterday, one of our family members in Crystal Days from the UK had mentioned a very valid point. By 4:44 or even by 4:10, Barsapara becomes incredibly dark, and that's why you will lose overs as you go along in this test match. And you can't start early because oh, you already started half an hour earlier. Even the half an hour early start has meant that you've lost about 8 overs in the day. The same is going to happen even today as well. Because at 4 o'clock, the light meter is out. Yesterday, play ended at 4:04. That was the right definitive point. Who knows, if the light starts to fade at 3:45 itself, it is going to be a huge issue. And many people will now be asking, has this pitch been prepared to ensure India don't get whitewashed, or is the test going to head for a draw? Well, in the WTC cycle, if you listen to Ryan Tenduskarte's PC yesterday, he mentioned that we will not be playing for draws. Teams are spooked for draws because you have to get to the WTC final. You need minimum 60 percentage points to get to the WTC final. Now, when you go overseas, you're not getting 50% PCT points. I mean, when you look at Australia, out of the 5 tests, if suppose you win 5, that's 100 points. India barely got about 26 points the last time around. That is not even half of the percentage points that you would expect. So that is why India, I don't know what this pitch preparation has happened, but India will have to slog for the wickets. It is like Delhi, where in Delhi you had to really work hard to get the wickets. And will it rapidly deteriorate on day 4 and day 5? I am not so sure at this point in time. This pitch has played well. There is a bit of slow bounce that is there. But I think Rishabh Pant, once again, it was very defensive. He let the game drift away. He didn't maintain the pressure at the continuous points that were there. He didn't maintain this sustained hostility that was there. And that is where, when you look at it, it is a big, big issue that you're facing. If South Africa get past 350 and near 400, then I think it is going to be a big issue for India, because you are fighting for time in this test match. Let's be very honest about it. You're not going to get full quota of overs every single day. You are not going to get it. Even if you try a 4:30 extension, good luck. Because yesterday's light meeting reader ensured that, okay, you are actually, that half an hour start has been nullified by a half an hour early stumps. So actually, it makes no sense at this point in time. But yeah, today's first session, when you have to look at it, is very, very deflating, because it's become a turgid affair. Run scoring will become difficult, and that's why it is a big problem for the Indian cricket team at this point. How are they going to go about it? Because if you try and play very quickly, then there is a risk of losing wickets as well. That's how the nature of this pitch is in particular. 69 runs at 2.7 run rate is actually going back to that old era of test matches, where you had to be really turgid, you had to apply yourself and ensure that it isn't. But Senuran Muthusamy, take a bow. What a knock by Senuran Muthusamy, because even in the Pakistan match, he showed his capability that he can bat. And looking at it, he was unlucky to miss out on 100. But very well, if you can get 100 and take and have a good exhibition with the ball, what an addition he will be then. So that is why Senuran Muthusamy, the application that was there. And I'm surprised why he's batting so low down the order. His technique is such that he can actually be a top 5 bat. The left, even Verreynne, when you look at it. But I think that is the depth that is there in the South Africa batting. I mean, imagine you are batting all the way till number 9. Now you don't bat in number 9 because Corbin Bosch is not playing today. But you have Simon Harmer, you have Keshav Maharaj also, who can hang in there at this point in time. But why didn't you give 1-2 overs before the break to Jasprit Bumrah or Mohammad Siraj? Because whenever you've looked at it, the peculiar pattern that has been there in this test match, whenever you're approaching a break, or whenever there has been a break in momentum, you've seen wickets fall. Except in the final session yesterday. You look at it, you had a wicket just the last 2 balls before lunch. The second wicket came immediately after that, in the first or second over after the lunch break. The new ball was taken and Tony De Zorzi fell. Here, no pressure was built. The bowling rotations were there, but it was not there at the right amount of time. So that is why this is a big test of Rishabh Pant, the captain. I am just telling you at this point in time. We've always been like saying maybe Pant is tactically astute, but in the COE game, he was found wanting. In the Center of Excellence game that was there, where he allowed South Africa A to chase down 417. Here, he allowed the test match to drift away in the first day, but he was pulled back by Kuldeep Yadav's spell. But here, he's been made to play on the cards. He's been made to pay. He's just not been allowing his bowlers to get any kind of rhythm. There have been frequent run scoring. It's a maiden that Jadeja has been bowling. That itself was a huge occasion at one point. But now, I think Pant, he's missed the second chance to pull the game back. Now, unless there is a cluster of wickets in which you take about 4 wickets in the next 1 hour, then only India have a slight toehold in the game. But I don't think it is going to be very easy at this point in time. So I'll take a couple of comments that many people are saying. We have got a lot of comments here. I'll take them one by one. And oof, lot of comments indeed. Okay. This is South Africa. Lalit Nanoskar is saying, this is South Africa's game to lose. Of course it is. If you score close to 400, you go past 350 and yet you lose the test match, then it is an epic collapse. Then that's there. Praveen Adav was saying, Praveen Adav, the DRS was very controversial. Not enough evidence to overturn the on-field decision. But then, if there is a spike when the ball has hit the glove, then it can't be an LBW. It's simple. You can't have that LBW at this point in time. Then Sridhar Savaikar, India cannot win this. They had to attack more in this session, even at the risk of leaking runs. You had to get SA out. It's not just about runs, it's also about the time they've taken out of the match. Of course it is. Sridhar Savaikar, it is. And looking at the way how Barsapara has turned out to be, you're not extending play beyond 4-5, 4-10. That's the problem that you are looking at. And Siddharth is criticizing me. Said, you're over-exaggerating facts. Result will come. Game will go to fifth day. The game will accelerate post-second innings. India will bat well in second innings. Siddharth, I'm not over-exaggerating facts, my friend. Look at the nature of this wicket right now, okay? 2 days in an Indian pitch, you're seeing a turgid run-scoring fest of just 2.5 run rate. How will this pitch get better? It will only get slightly more turgid, or it will assist spin a lot more. If it assists spin a lot more, then you cannot expect high scoring. I agree with you that the test match will go into the fifth day. But somewhere, Sid, if you are wanting to know, this pitch is giving me vibes of the 2013 Nagpur match between India and England in 2012. Remember, after the rank turner that they dished out at Kolkata, after that, they prepared a very turgid featherbed in Nagpur, where run scoring became incredibly difficult. And England managed to hold on. The spinners just couldn't get enough rip. There was not enough time. And that's why you lost that particular series. And Saurav Kumar saying, first test pitch, rank turner, second test pitch, proper belter indeed. Sarat Chandra is telling, still nothing out of India reach, get them out. You can play in this pitch if you don't do harakiri. I think it could be good till day 3 end. Need Jaiswal fairly enough to set up well when we bat. See, Jaiswal, he has to ensure that he bats very well. But against South Africa, remember, he struggled against the left-arm pacers a lot. He struggled against Marco Jansen. He struggled against Andre Berger in the previous tour that was there. Left-arm pacers really do trouble Yashasvi Jaiswal. That is one thing that we have seen. Mitchell Stark troubled him in the BGT. Here, Nandre Berger and Marco Jansen have troubled him a lot in this point. Ashish, could BCCI, could BCCI reconsider playing at some western venue or some other southern venue, considering eastern part sunsets early and it is, they could have. See, yet again, this rotation of venues is a huge issue. State associations have a big say in the BCCI, and that is why they would want to ensure that, yes, you get that. And that's why every venue gets the results that is there. So that's the problem. But yeah, you could have played in Western India or Southern India. Yeah. What difference it would have made? But yes, Barsapara also needed to host a match. So what do you do then? Rookie Techie, series result 1-0 or 2-0. If SA, wait a minute. Why is it going up in that sense? Okay. If SA scores 400, then series is over. Yeah, Rookie Techie, I do agree. If 400 is scored, then I think it is over for them. Only good news today we got is reports that Gill might miss SA T20. We'll make our T20 a better. GGK saying, ouch. See, the hate for Gill is really, really unreal, my friends. I mean, I understand where you come from at this point in time because, yes, Sanju Samson's not getting a good run. But yeah, if Gill is injured, then that's it. You're going back to Abhishek and Sanju Samson. But will Sanju Samson be in that top form? That I don't know. And Siddharth is saying, okay, one right. Pitch is tailor-made for Rishabh and Jaiswal. I predict a big 100 for KL. I hope all that happens. But you're basically fighting two things. Time. And hoping that the pitch breaks up very well. See, if South Africa score 375 or 350 plus, India need 500, 550 plus. Okay. Number one, do you have the time? That's the one thing I want to know. Do you have the time for it? And Mad Max, sir, today's Sunday, still on work. Wow, hustle. Wow. But Mad Max, we have to be there every Sunday because that is when most of the sporting events happen. I mean, look at it. Just now, the Las Vegas Grand Prix ended with Max Verstappen scoring a big win, Lando Norris finishing second. You got maximum of 62 points still available in the F1 calendar. So yeah, anything can happen. Freaking awesome. Sir, is yellow your favorite color? Absolutely. Yellow is my favorite color, and it is all thanks to one particular individual, Ore Pele. Because 1970, the World Cup, when I first saw it on television, when it was released later on as a documentary when I was growing up, the explosion of that yellow color, the Seleção Canaria, had ensured that yes, I fell in love with that color. So that's why it's Pele. And no bowling for NKR. Indeed, why no bowling for NKR? What will he do? I mean, the Pacers aren't getting that much of assistance when you look at it from this particular wicket. What will NKR do? And one more comment is there. One second. I don't get it. Suman Bhanu is saying, I don't get it. Only 4 sessions have been concluded. We still... Okay, your comment has gone down, Suman. Sorry about that. Lakshya leading 17-13. I know, yeah, this is the first time he's playing Yue Tanaka, so we will be back for that as well. So why only 2-match series with South Africa as a genuine good test side? They are the World Test champions. Why on earth are you having a 2-test series against them for the last couple of years? Because see, the last time you toured South Africa, it was a 2-test series. This time also you're playing a 2-test series. Minimum have a 3-test series, and that's it. We still have 11 more. 3-day tests are very bad, yet we are so impatient that we don't take wickets. Tests are played for 5 days for a reason. See, this era of rank turners, Suman Bhanu, I will tell you one thing. This era of rank turners has made all the fans impatient. It's a knee-jerk reaction, like what has happened. It is a problem. See, many people are not willing to accept a Delhi-like test match, where you stretched it until the 5th day. Here, when you look at it, yes, it's only 4 sessions, but you're also fighting for time. You're also wanting to ensure that you can score at a good rate. Ashnik is saying, is this series loss enough to sack Gambhir? I don't know. I really don't know. Because after this, you are going to play a test match directly only in August and September. You're going to play Sri Lanka then. Will you be able to do it? That's Priyanshu is like saying. Okay, Sid sir, Abhishek Rawat, Sid sir, what happened with Max in F1 last year? He was dominating. Now this time he's not winning anything. Well, Abhishek Rawat, he just won the Las Vegas Grand Prix. He is 42 points behind Lando Norris with a minimum of 62 points still up for grabs. Saurabh Kumar, route in Australia, why he always struggles? You have to look at this one particular comment. I think it was made by Ian Chappell and by Matthew Hayden. I think the technique that he has, Joe Root, it doesn't allow him to succeed in Australia because he tries to play it late, he tries to guide it to third man, the extra bounce. Sometimes he tries to ensure that he plays it too late, and that's it. He gets cleaned up or he gets caught or he gets LBW. So that's why they have figured him out very well, and that's why he struggles in Australia more. And that is the thing. Dex is saying, Nikhil said India would pack SC under 300. What about now? Well, you're not packing them up for under 350 for definitely. So that's the only aim. I don't know. It's a great application, or the pitch has absolutely become a turgid pitch where wicket taking will be difficult, but run scoring will also become difficult at this point in time. So yes, they've got the South African openers, South African batters coming up, and let's see how this session progresses at this point. Remember, the first session was the tea break. Now, this will be 1:20, you will see the lunch break. And then from there, 2 to 4 will be the final session. So yes, Barsapara, if you don't play with the pink ball, rather than having it in multiple venues, at this point in time, if you host a test match, please have a pink ball test. That's the only way to ensure that the format is pretty relevant in India. You don't want to play pink ball because of fear that with the swing and everything, you'll get bowled out. But please, pink ball tests are a great novelty. It eliminates bad light. So why don't you play at that point? Saurabh Kaur, it's a better test wicket keeper, Pant or Verreynne or Jamie Smith? Pant. Miles ahead. As a test batter, it's Pant. Miles ahead. Yeah, there's just no comparison at this point. Freaking awesome. Why Miller has not been picked forward? Just for one bad game against England in the 2024 T20I World Cup, batsman was dropped. Now he's back. Hope he will bowl well. Well, Bartman was dropped. Now he's back. Hope he'll bowl well. Yeah, Miller non-selection. I think age and also I think South Africa are looking ahead into the future. I don't think Miller fits into that future at this point in time. So yeah, thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this tea update. We'll be back now for Lakshya Sen. We'll also be back now for the second session. If the innings break happens, we'll be back even for that. So bye bye, folks. See you soon.